Right, ready? It's a bit difficult when I've got to throw a ball. Good catch. Go on in. The reed management on this part of the canal, this is the stretch from Horton to Honey Street, is non-existent. In places, as you can see, it narrows so much by the reeds ingressing into the canal that you can see that you'd struggle to get two boats to pass. I mean, if you look to the left of the bow, those reeds there are about 8 feet deep, and if you look to the right, those reeds are about 2 to 3 feet deep, and it makes it impossible, obviously, when you're trying to moor as well, because you can't physically get your boat into the bank along this entire stretch. I think you'll agree this is a beautiful cottage by the canal with some private moorings, which are fantastic, and it's a beautiful narrowboat moored up next to it as well.
So if you've got 2.1 million, then how about buying this pub? Sits on just over 2 acres of land and includes a caravan and camping field, and it's right on the water's edge. It also has this barn attached, which did have a little history of the crop circles. Wiltshire was quite a centre for the crop circle phenomenon, and here they had all the pictures of all the crop circles that had been done, and I believe in the pub people used to sit and plan how they were going to make the crop circles. Hello.
Hello.
We've had another glorious week. Weather's been absolutely fantastic. We've had a couple of barbecues, and we've made our way from Devizes to...
Which, let me just say about the barbecues.
What?
They were superb, were they not?
Oh, because you cooked them.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they were fantastic. Better than somebody we know who can't barbecue to save his life. He knows who he is. He's the Scotsman in the family.
So we've made our way from Devizes up to Honeystreet, and it was a really interesting journey, wasn't it? The reeds were horrendous.
Yeah,
It's supposed to be a widebeam canal, the Kennet and Avon, but in places it really isn't. It's you would struggle to pass a couple of narrowboats in certain areas.
Yeah, the bit from Horton Bridge, where the bridge inn is, all the way through to all Cannings. It's just reeds. I mean, there's on the offside there's 8 foot of reeds. On the mooring side there's 4 foot of reeds, and then just below the level of the mooring side, just below the water, there's another foot of reeds coming up, but that are just below the water line. So in essence you've got a canal that is, I don't know, 20 foot wide, reduced to probably 1 wide beam channel, maybe 2 narrowboats. And the danger is that as these reeds are left to grow, eventually it'll get to the point where you'll struggle to get a narrowboat through. And also, as you come along that stretch, for about 4 miles you can't moor anywhere because it's just reeds all the way down.
We actually measured the depth of the water because we tried to moor near all Cannings, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And we tried to get into the towpath side, and it was about 3 foot out from the actual edge of the canal side, and it was still only a foot deep in the water.
Yeah, yeah. It's only, I mean, the dredging. I mean, I can't sort of emphasise enough how badly this canal needs to be dredged, and I don't just mean, you know, this section that we're on. I mean the whole canal. I mean, even if you go further up towards Seend and
Bradford and Avon, even.
Yeah, Bradford and Avon. It's, you know, you're dragging
really
the bottom.
And we're not a deep draft either, are we?
No.
So
I think we're just up to about well, no 2.5 foot. I think it is draft. But so we're not a deep boat. We don't necessarily drag along the bottom of the canal. But even here, you know, it's so shallow in places. So if there's anyone from the CRT out there watching, I can't emphasise enough. Oh, and the other thing as well is, you know, I've been on and I've asked the CRT, I've actually contacted them via their online chat forum. You go on their website and it comes up, can I help? And you start a conversation with someone. And I asked about 6, maybe 8 weeks ago, what's the CRT's policy on reed management and vegetation, and I've had no response. So if the CRT you know, think that they're giving good customer service, well, they're definitely not in this case, because no one's come back to me. So there we go.
And we have been told that it has slightly improved where the reeds were. At one point you could only get 1 narrowboat through, and that was it, because the reeds were so high and overgrown. But otherwise it's an absolutely beautiful stretch, isn't it? It's a really nice stretch, and there's 15 miles of no locks.
Yeah, which was part of the attraction of doing it,
Yeah.
because obviously where we are, down the bottom of the flight, everywhere you go, there's locks. You know, you go left, you go right, you've got locks, especially if you're going to go right up the flight. Yeah, so it's very picturesque. There's some beautiful footage to come in other videos, because obviously we're filming as we go from one place to another. We're going to film, you know, different destinations. As it is, we're at Honey Street at the moment. We pulled up here expecting to have a nice ice cold beer from the pub, but obviously the pub is shut, and we're told by locals and other boaters that it's been shut for a while now.
And the community is trying to buy the pub, aren't they? So
they are.
it'd be wonderful if they can.
Trying to buy the pub, and
bring
it's
it back.
1.2 million, I think, is the price tag for it.
I think it's just been reduced.
Yeah, it's been
as we speak. It's been reduced.
But it's also it was increased, because I think it was something like 900,000, and then when the community tried to step in to buy it, the owner then increased the price to 1.2 million. But the pub's very interesting because it's got such a checkered history. I mean, it was originally opened in 1810, and it was specifically for the use of the K&A Canal. It was opened for the K&A Canal, and back in the day it was a stable, it was
grocers, wasn't it?
Grocers, blacksmiths, you know, it was a store, I mean, you name it, and obviously it was a pub. So the building itself is very historic. I mean, you know, we're talking about an actual relic of the past that was built for the Kennet and Avon Canal for its opening, so it's as old as the canal, which, you know, if you really care about old buildings, then you'd care about what happens to this pub. And at the moment it's just sitting there empty. It's so sad.
Yeah.
It's so sad for such a pretty building. So yeah, so hopefully things will sort themselves out with that, and I hope the community does raise enough money to buy it, because I think it should be and would be a very good community asset.
And they've got lots of ideas of what they can do with it, and use it as a village hall and different things, as well as a pub. So
yeah,
that'd be quite nice to bring to the community.
It would be, yeah, definitely.
We need to apologise because our vlogs are a little bit late. Well, this one is definitely very late, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because we've had, I've been doing quite a few shows from West Sussex in Chichester right the way up here to Wiltshire as well. So we've had a busy couple of weeks, haven't we?
We have,
and in that time we went to Quick Boat Show as well, which was amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
Which obviously you saw the footage of. But we are absolutely loving this life, aren't we?
Yeah, totally, totally.
It's incredible. It was definitely the best thing we ever did.
Yeah, completely. I mean, we've been on the boat now 7 months, we worked out. So, probably in the since February of those 7 months, we probably spent 3.5 or 4 months out on the cut, away from the marina. You know, the marina's great, it does everything it's supposed to do, but we love it out on the canal more than anything. So, you know, our solar is being fitted very shortly. Once that's done, we'll probably be out permanently.
Continuous cruise.
Yeah, continuous cruise.
That's the idea. But we'll let you know more about that if and when.
Yes, absolutely. Right, so it just remains for us to say thank you for watching. Please give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to click on the bell so you can get notifications of subscriptions.
It's free to subscribe.
Free to subscribe, that's right.
If you can do that, would be amazing.
Yeah. Just generally, thank you for your support, and well, I'll see you out there on the canal.
Thanks, Em.
Bye.
Bye.